This illustration deals with GFCI protection for personnel in accordance with 620.6. The purpose of the change was to accept a revision, and a revision has been made to clarify that the permitted wiring methods for sump pumps used to protect equipment within the scope of Article 620. This revision clarifies that any receptacle in a pit must be GFCI protected. Machinery room was added because it is intended to be listed previously. This change will aid in safety, installation, and in enforcement. The language is being moved under Part 1 General because it is more appropriate located for ground fault protection means. Now, if we want to review the call out, let's look at this main call out, title receptacle outlet with the arrow to that receptacle located in the pit there. Notice 620.24C, 620.6, and 620.85 deals with this receptacle where you can obtain information based upon this receptacle. And then notice that receptacle does have to be GFCI protected, as the note calls for. And I'm reviewing it now because it says GFCI required for hard-wired sump pumps. So we would need GFCI protection for that receptacle and for the sump pump. Now, looking at the lights, then notice lights shall not be connected to the load side of a GFCI protected circuit, because if you trip that circuit, should trip for any reason, as outlined in 620.22A as in Apple, the lights in the car would also go off. And I'm talking about the elevator car there. And notice you could have a receptacle outlet there too, as you see the receptacle outlet arrow to it at the top left-hand side of the illustration. But again, the outlet has to comply with 620.6 and 620.85. Now, there are certain signage requirements. So for your signage requirements, go to 600.65 and be aware that there is some signage required. Let's look at the next, the readily accessible switch at the entry to the pit area. And 620.24B requires that basically to be located right where you enter the pit so you can turn the light on. And a separate branch circuit is required so that it's on its own circuit there, and it's dependable to operate the light, and you wouldn't have to worry about maybe tripping of another overcurrent device where you had multiple outlets, or have a GFCI type circuit trip, and you might have that circuit on with it. So this kind of gives you a good highlighted area of the purpose of change and why there was a revision to this section.